Tony winner Fiona Shaw is storming back to Broadway as Mary, the Mother of Jesus, in the world premiere of The Testament of Mary. We're here at the new 42nd Studios to find out more about Shaw's one-woman testament. Can you tell us a little bit about the story here?
Well, the story is emerges, really. The story is a story of Jesus' mother, but she never mentions his name. She finds it hard to mention his name because in the middle of the story, she had a huge difficulty with her son, and then she didn't stay for the crucifixion.
She had to run for her life from the crucifixion because there was a threat to her, the other Mary, and the disciple at the bottom of the cross. And she's living alone. She's living in the terrible guilt of having run from her son before he died. And each day, two of the disciples are coming to her to get the story that they want to get, which is the story that we know in the Bible, that she stayed till the end, the deposition, she took his body in her arms. But her truth is that she didn't do that.
As the author of the acclaimed novella, why do you think this story works so well on the stage?
Oh, it's written for a voice, and it's written for an actress's voice. And I had in mind as I was working a voice like Fiona Shaw's voice that would have a huge level of commitment to nuance and an ability to modulate emotion and to tell the story, but also to exude the iconic as much as the ordinary.
Colm writes with an amazing force and a very direct reality. You feel he can see it in front of his eyes. So if I can capture what he can see and share it with an audience, I think they'll see it.
Religious stories tend to fire people up sometimes. Do you like the potential controversy surrounding a story like this?
Yes, I do, and but it's not the reason for doing it. I think good stories fire people up.
What goes on outside the theatre, that's not our business, and we must pay no attention to it. But it's the noise inside the theatre that will create the silence inside the theatre that will matter to people months afterwards, that they will never forget, that matters to me.
Why did you want to premiere this work? Why did you want to tell this story on Broadway?
I think it is very good for the theatre that something such as this can explode into what maybe can be a more conservative part of the theatre.
I think you need a large space so that you can get a large silence, so that when you get a gasp or a moment's silence or holding in of breath, it is on some sort of epic scale or some iconic scale rather than, say, an intimate scale.
I think in a way, Broadway often only gets something that's polished and almost exhausted sometimes. But this is a chance to dare to just try what we might have been trying in Paris or London and then bringing to Broadway, to try it directly with the audience who are open and excited. So in a way, we're making Broadway an experimental house, and it's exciting for everyone, but I also hope that the audience will participate with that.